Hey everybody. So today's the last day of the manifesting workshop. So I hope you guys have felt like you've gotten a lot out of this program. So I want to kind of make an announcement about a couple of things that are going to be happening today. So first thing is that I'm going to be kind of going over some steps to how do you manifest. So now we know like all these tools and how do you get your mindset right. And now we're going to go, what's that process? Okay. So we're going to go over one of the processes that I like to use, and it's actually one of my favorite ones. So we're going to go over that, and then I am going to go ahead today and I'm going to announce the winner to all the prizes. So I decided instead of keeping all you guys waiting, I was just going to go ahead and announce it. So you guys stay tuned and you'll get to hear it. After we do, I go over the process of manifesting. What I'm going to do after that is I'm going to bring on Linda Duncan and we're going to have a breakthrough session. So you really should watch this. This is awesome. It's going to be amazing to actually see how somebody kind of has like a moment of breakthrough. Okay. After Linda, we're going to bring on Amanda Young. And so this is going to be something that you might actually really enjoy, and you too could probably get something out of it, because a lot of times a lot of us have the same issues. So let's get started, everyone. Let me just kind of look and see and say hi to a few people. Okay. I see a lot of people here already. Awesome. Okay, so typically what I find is that sometimes on the last day of a workshop, there's less people that show up. And that tends to happen sometimes. A lot of times people, on Fridays, they tend to have a lot going on. So if you are watching this late, make sure that you watch the replay and make sure that you catch it from the very beginning if you are coming in late, because you want to see the whole thing. Okay. So even if you jump on and you're a little late, maybe later kind of come back, watch the replay, because you don't want to miss anything. This is going to be a really great day today. So super excited to do this with you guys today. So thanks for joining me. And I've gotten a lot of comments, trying to adjust myself here. I've gotten a lot of comments on how much everybody has enjoyed this, and I really appreciate that. But there's so much more. Okay. I mean, so much more. I'm just giving you like sneak previews into a few things that might help you. So let's get started. So when you are manifesting, there's, we kind of talked about like what you need to do. Okay. But one of my favorite tools is to actually sit down and think about the things that you want to manifest. Now, one of the things that I like is to manifest for the day and manifest for your life. And this is a process. It is not the only thing. Like, let's just say specifically that you want to manifest one thing, a new car, a husband, all kinds of stuff, like specific amount of money. That's that particular type of thing you can do with this process. But the way that I like to do it is to actually kind of have a flow going. So the way I like to start it is, let's say today was the most amazing day. Now, when you wake up, you kind of have an idea how your day is going to go. Okay. You kind of know like, oh, I got to go to the cleaners, got to drop off my kids at school. I have an interview for a job. I am going to be checking my emails to see if I got a response back to set up an interview for a job. I have going to stop at Starbucks. I'm going to be working my business. There's quite a few things that you kind of have an idea of what your day's going to be like. So what I like to do is start off by kind of jotting some of those things down. Okay. Now, the reason we're going to do this is because what we want to do is we want to kind of try to bring in those things that can come fairly quickly And we want to use the other parts for the things that may take a little bit longer. Okay. So, and I'll explain that to you in a second. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with manifesting for the day. So you're going to start with listing off a few things, like just scribble a piece of paper, like some of the things that you know you're going to do today. And you're going to start with writing down in your manifesting journal. I gave you a copy in the workbook that I put out, a page where you can see an example of what it looks like, and you guys can kind of follow along with me, jot it down. I'm going to go ahead and share a screen and show you what I'm talking about. Oops, I just clicked off of it. Hold on. Okay, so in the manifesting journal, let me get this banner off so you can actually see. Okay, so in the manifesting journal, you've got the cover part. It says what you think, you create; what you feel, you attract; and what you imagine, you become. Think big, feel powerful, and imagine greatness. Okay, so in this part right here, it says manifesting for the day. You notice that the first sentence says, today is the most amazing day ever. So what we want to do is we want to kind of create a list of things you're going to do. And you're going to say something like, today was the most amazing day ever. I got up, I did my workout, I did my miracle morning, I did my yoga, meditation, and I got up and took my kids to school, and I noticed that the kids were in such a good mood. It was so easy to get them out of bed and in the car. It was just fabulous. It was such a peaceful morning. Once I dropped the kids off from school, I came home and I started working on my business, and I was able to bring in several new clients. It was so exciting. Or maybe you have a job and it's something completely different. Like maybe you're trying to manifest a job and you're like, it was so exciting. I got a call for an interview and immediately they hired me on the spot. Or maybe it's recruiting people into your business, or maybe it's selling something in your business, or maybe you're trying to find a husband or something like that. So you may say, I stopped off at Starbucks and I bumped into this really hot guy, and he got my phone number and he immediately called me, and we were on the phone for hours, and it was so amazing. Okay. Whatever it is, but you want to include the whole day. So what you're doing is you're kind of like writing out as if it's the most amazing day ever. Like imagine what that perfect day would be like. What would your perfect day look like? Is it getting a promotion? Is it getting a job? Is it getting a check in the mail? Is it, your family was nice to you? I've been working with this one particular client, and we were doing this particular exercise. And as we were talking, she said, yeah, I was doing really good and everything was going great. And then my husband, he was being kind of grumpy. And I said, well, then write that in your day. And she goes, what do you mean? And I go, right in there, today's the most amazing day ever. My husband was in a good mood. And you want to kind of like put a lot of like big words in there, like amazing, fabulous, exciting, incredible. It felt amazing. It was the best day ever. I mean, really kind of remember, emotion is your catalyst. So you want to use expressive words that are going to express that emotion. Okay. You want to use those words that are going to say, boom, and really try to feel it. Imagine it while you're writing as if that day was absolutely perfect, and write it out. Okay. The most amazing day ever. Okay. So then, let's see, real quick. Let me just double check and make sure there's no questions real quick. Write it down, fill it. Yep. Does anybody have any questions about that? And write it even though that day was not perfect at all. Oh, no. I'm glad that you asked that question. No, you're going to write it in the morning. you're going to do first thing in the morning. Okay. So what we're doing is we're kind of working on subconscious manifestation and energetic manifestation at the same time. So what happens is, if you remember the story that I told you in the very beginning, that, like if you, when we were talking about subconscious manifestation, I was saying if you are going to a party and you feel like nobody's going to like you, then you're going to subconsciously be a self-fulfilled prophecy. So what we're doing here is actually kind of looking at it from that perspective, waking up and saying everything's going to be perfect. And you do this before your day even starts, like first thing in the morning. Okay. You want to make sure that you're setting your mind in the state, okay, that is exciting and ready. And what happens is when you tell your mind to do something, that this is what's going to happen, a lot of times subconsciously, you find yourself doing it automatically. Okay. So that's okay, Carol. You're fine. That's fine. No, will you do this before the day begins? Yeah, you do it way before the day begins, first thing in the morning. First thing in the morning, as soon as you wake up, because you're telling your subconscious mind how it's supposed to respond. And you're telling the energy around you how it's supposed to respond to you as well. Okay. All right. So somebody says, so when you're imagining that day is going to be great, hold on. Let me just pull it up. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so when you're imagining that day is going to be great, even before the day has begun. Yes, yes. And Jacinta, okay. Eyes open, smile, tell yourself out loud, the day is going to be a great day, and then get out of bed. Well, no, you don't necessarily have to do it in bed. No, not necessarily. It's like as soon as you wake up, like keep your journal next to you, or just get up and grab your coffee and start writing. Okay. You want to kind of just remember it's the first part of the day, right before your day actually starts. And yes, it is a very powerful exercise. You're telling yourself how this day is going to be. Today's the most amazing day ever. So think about what it is that you want to happen. I've had a lot of people say they got a front row parking space at Walmart. I had somebody tell me that because I knew they were going to go to Walmart that day. So they're like front row parking at Walmart. They didn't have to stand in any lines. And it exactly happened that way. It's really cool, when you're doing something like that, where you're, and because these are like short manifestations that, and there are things that you're not necessarily attached to, it kind of makes it happen. Now, if there is something that you're really wanting to happen, like you want to get a call back for a job interview, or you want to get a call back that you got the job, then what you do is you do the same thing. You say, kind of go through the process, went to drop my kids off, did my yoga exercises, blah, 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 everything that you're planning on doing that day, contacted a couple of clients, got a couple of sales. Then I got a phone call for a job. They offered me the job and they paid me more than I expected, something like that. Okay. Or they paid me exactly what I wanted, or I got that promotion at work. So, since you guys like my stories, I had this client one time who I was teaching this method to, and apparently she didn't really grasp the understanding of it. She just was pretty much like whatever I told her she would do. So as we were going through the process, I'm telling her what to do, and I said, okay, right, today's the most amazing day ever. And then we got into, I have the most amazing life ever, which I'm fixing to teach you. And anyway, so she disappears for like 2 or 3 weeks and doesn't come back. And I was like, what's going on? I kept on seeing all these cancels on our schedule. And then all of a sudden she shows back up, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So she ends up showing back up. And when she showed back up, she says to me, oh my God, you and I have to talk. And I go, what's wrong? And she goes, you're never going to believe this. And I go, what? And she said, you seriously, Michelle, you're not going to believe this. She goes, I think my pen is magic. And I go, what do you mean? And she said, everything that I write down happens. And I go, oh, really? And she goes, yes. So here's the story behind that. So this is a woman that got an engineering degree. When she finished getting her engineering degree, she went to go work for a small engineering firm. And she started right out of college. Through this process, she was told, as she's been working there for a while, that she was going to be the first in line to get the promotion. That was going to be the one that runs all the engineers, project manager or something like that. And she was going to be in charge. And they told her she was next in line. She was, as soon as this guy retires, it's your job. So she's always believed that that was going to happen. And then through this process, this guy was taking a long time to retire. You know, he's getting older and older, and he still hadn't retired yet. And so then she ends up meeting a guy at work, and she married him, and she had a child. And so what ended up happening is that the guy finally retires. And when he retired, she wasn't offered the job. And she said, well, you told me that I was going to get this job. And he said, no, you can't have the job now because you can't manage your husband. So she was really bummed out about it. So when I got her to do this exercise, she was like, I don't know how that's going to happen, but whatever, I'll do it. I'll just write it down because you're telling me. Because she thought I was just trying to like make her do something positive or to stay positive about it. Okay. So she just writes it down. And suddenly she comes in, and after being gone for like 3 weeks, and says, oh my God, everything I write down, it's like magic. And I go, okay, well, explain this to me. And she says, well, she goes, remember how I told you that there's, it's a small engineering firm. There was no other room to move up, and they only had one location, and there was only one position. And when this guy retired, that one position I was supposed to get, but I didn't get it. And I said, yeah. And she goes, well, ever since I started writing that stuff, and then my boss calls me in and says that he's opening up a second location, and it's like 5 minutes from my house. And he told me that he's giving me that promotion. And she was so excited about that. I mean, like crazy excited. She couldn't believe it. And she's like, and guess what? She goes, it's like right next door to my daughter's daycare, so I can pick her up and I get to spend more time with her. And I got the promotion. And so here's the thing. I've seen this happen like a zillion times, when people like set aside all their fear and their doubt and their worry and their confusion and all this other stuff, and they just do the process, it ends up happening. So, okay. A tip I've heard to set your actionable intentions for the day before you go. It's the last thing you think about. Then you're excited and you review the next morning to assist the manifestation those intentions for fruition. Yes. How do I? There we go. It was scrolling so fast, I didn't know if I could get it off. But what we're doing here is we're actually doing it in the morning. Okay. So it's not the last day. It's not the last part of the day. It's the first part of the day. So the reason is we're setting the state for the day. And it's an awesome exercise. I'm telling you, it is an amazing exercise that you can do. So that is the first part of that. So let's go back to screen sharing. Okay. Now this one is manifesting for the day. Okay. So this one says, today was the most amazing day ever. Whoops, I did the wrong one. Sorry. Hold on. There we go. Here it is. Manifesting for your life. I have the most amazing life ever. So what you're going to do here is you want to sit down and you want to really think about what it is that you want your life to look like. And this, it's like the first one, having the most amazing day, is kind of like the things that you want to manifest now. Like an example, when I told you the juicer story, you would have said, today I got up, went out with my friend, and we found the juicer for under $10. And that would be like something that you would do for the day. The most amazing life ever is maybe something that may take some time. So for instance, let's say you're looking for somebody to spend your life with. So obviously you're not going to meet somebody tomorrow and get married the same day. Okay. But you might meet somebody, develop a relationship, get engaged, get married, have some children, buy a house, have a picket fence, a dog, 2.5 kids, all that kind of stuff. Okay. If you have a dream like that and it is something that may be a process, then what you do is you write it as if it's already happened the same way. I have the most amazing life ever. And then what you do is you say something like, I have the most amazing life ever. I have this amazing husband who's so kind and he's gorgeous and he's built really solid and he's so kind to me and he's generous and he's very loving and all the things that you want. Okay. And then you say, and we have this amazing, beautiful house set out in the country on a hill with this beautiful like deck that wraps around, and it's, in our backyard, we have this little duck pond and da da da, whatever it is your dreams are. Okay. Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's a mansion. Who knows? Whatever. Maybe you want to have a castle on the beach. Whatever it is that you're dreaming of, that you want your life to be like, then you write this down. If you are, an entrepreneur and you have a business and you're leveling up in that business, and maybe it's that goal that you want to reach. That's the ultimate goal that you want to reach. You write that down. I have the most amazing life ever. I'm making X amount of dollars and I'm doing this and I'm teaching courses and I'm blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that you want, you're going to write that as your life. Okay. Now, as you're doing this, at first you're going to probably, it's new, so you may not visualize it as easily, but the more you start thinking about it, the more you're going to create more details. You want to be as detailed as possible, and you can change this. Okay. Your day is going to change. And the one for your life, just alter it slightly, put in more details every time you think about it. Like maybe you decide that you want, like you start thinking about it, you're like, well, I want a game room. Oh, I want a built-in gym. Oh, I want to have a theater, like a home theater system in there. Maybe you want a pool. What is it that you want? And like, put all those details, like everything that you can think of. When you walk in, there's gray hardwood floors with crown molding and blah, 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 everything that you want. And you will find that when you do things like this, those things just start showing up. So let me look at the comments and see if there's any questions. Let's see. Okay, so this is perfect. Absolutely. And I would be detailed about that, like what you want, because like what you want out of that. It's what I found is, like, for instance, like when I was talking to you yesterday about Jennifer Sklansky, we weren't detailed enough and things came in a different direction. It still came, but it came in a different direction. So you want to make sure that as you do this, you get a little bit more detailed. Each day, maybe add a little bit more to it. Just put a little bit more information in there about it. Like, just kind of, get more excited about it, get more detailed about it. Like, what is that, husband supposed to look like? Like, I mean, he could be amazing, but he could be an alcoholic, or he could be amazing, but he doesn't have a job, or he could be amazing, but he has 10 children. Like sometimes we can fall in love with somebody that, doesn't always work out for our best. So what you want to do is, be a little bit more detailed about those things. Okay. What is it that you actually want? And paint that picture, like really get that picture going with that and get the details in there, because when you're not detailed with this, there's a lot of things that could, shift in this. It could be anything. Um, let's see. What does Linda Duncan say? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But again, Linda, get a little bit more detail. What do you want? He could be amazing and wash dishes. I love this one. Wait, that's the wrong one. Sorry. He could be amazing and wash dishes every day. Very good. I love it. Be specific, you guys. Be very specific. Um, yeah. So yeah, you want to kind of get those details in there, okay? Make sure that you're doing that. Get the more details that you have, the better it is. So this is the process that I like to use. This is one of the easier ones. And remember, when you're doing this, you still want to go into the state of belief using your emotions. So this particular one kind of covers a lot. Okay. So remember how we said thoughts, emotion, belief, action. Okay. So this one covers thoughts, it covers emotion, and it covers action because you're writing, because that is an action word. And then you're kind of going and doing those things or moving in that direction. So it is a little bit of action. So you are kind of putting some energy into it. Okay. If you want it to be stronger, if you want it to be more powerful, you want to put more energy into it. So you want to do a little bit more action. Okay. So maybe that would be putting yourself out there and meeting that person, making it a little easier on the universe to, come to you. Okay. And think about it from that perspective. Okay. The, so this one kind of covers a lot. Okay. The only one it doesn't cover is believe. So that's something you've got to kind of work on. You've got to just tell yourself, I believe, I believe, I believe, and just keep on telling yourself until it's kind of locked in your brain. And anytime that little self-doubt pops in, you got to kind of shift it and move it into a different direction. You don't want to allow those negative thoughts to kind of teeter you into the wrong direction, and even say it out loud, like say it out loud and do it really, one of the things, remember the guy I was telling you about that, belongs to secret society that told me this a long time ago. One of the things he told me was to actually go outside in the morning. And once you've written it down, like read it out loud and then open your arms out like this and then say, thank you. And then just kind of bring your hands back and kind of go from that direction, like, I am so grateful. And I always like to end everything that I do with, I am so grateful. I usually always come from being a Baptist background. So, I always put my hands together and I'm like, I am so grateful, and because I'm putting that energy out there, like, oh my God, think about it. If you were to win the lotto, okay, how excited would you be? Or if you won a trip, or if you won this program, like think about the emotion that would come from that excitement, the heart beating and everything so exciting. And you're super excited about, what it is. And that's what you want to do, is you want to experience that emotion while you're writing, while you're saying it out loud, take this. And if you want to do it outside, that's what he suggested. He said, go outside, he says, face the east and put your arms out and say it out loud. So, and then always draw your arms back in and then say, I'm so grateful. Thank you. And like I said, I always like to end everything with, I'm grateful. Thank you. Not as if it's coming, but as if it's already here. Like somebody just gave me something and I'm like, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I love this. Oh, it's so exciting. That kind of grateful, not grateful that you're going to bring it to me, because there's always a sense of worry behind that. It's like, is it really going to happen? Is this Michelle chick, just full of shit? I mean, like, who knows, right? So what you want to do is like take away that emotion and just focus more on the belief. Try to put that belief in there. Let me double check and see if there's any more questions. So somebody said, I can't scroll up, so I don't know what this comment was about. Wendy Carter, we haven't been there and experienced it. It's the unknown. But I think as we visualize it, details will start to emerge. This is absolutely right. I don't know who said this, and I'm not sure what Wendy said because I can't pull it up because as it moves on this particular screen, I can't pull it back up. So if you want to copy and paste that comment, Wendy, I would love to see what it is and address it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Speak it as if, believe it as if. Angie Boyle, you got it, girlfriend. Angie Boyle, she's a past client of mine. She knows. She's manifested stuff plenty of times. Okay. So I find the more I think about, more details I get. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. So I love the comments. This is all good. If you guys have any other questions about this, let me know. So when the guy from the Secret Society guy told me about this, he said, if you do not believe this with all your heart, then you become a negative manifester. Okay. So it is whatever you do, you've got to kind of create some brain hacks, like try to like tell yourself, I believe this, I believe. No, and do not let the negative thought come in your head. Nope, I believe it. Nope, it's going to happen. Say it out loud. See, the power of thought, the power of words is even stronger. Okay, so if you say it out loud, that's why it's important that you read it out loud. Say it to somebody else, like, nah, this is what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Here's how it's going to play out. Let me tell you how it's going to play out. And those things will happen if your mind and your heart and your subconscious and all that stuff is aligned. Okay. So there's something else that I'd like to talk to you about. So I have found personally, like I said, I have a lot of business entrepreneurs that I work with, and I have found that one of the common things that comes up is that people see other people's success and there's a little, sort of like jealousy, or that's what I want to be like. Like they see their greatness, they see their power, they say, oh my God, I want to be like that person. They're a huge success, but they're not seeing it as a role model. They're seeing it as, I'll never be like this, or they're seeing them as, I have to be like this. It's not the right mindset. Okay. And it's great to have a role model. I've always had role models. I've always said, this is how this person does it. I want to do it just like that. I think it's great. Okay. Because you can learn from that. You can learn from people who know more. But if you're looking at it from a different perspective, if your perspective is that, it's more like people love that person and that's what it's supposed to be about, and they have all these people who like them, and so I want to be just like that. It's kind of the wrong perspective. You don't want to come into it from that perspective. Okay, what you want to do is you want to listen to your heart. So a lot of times what I found when I started working with people one-on-one, I started finding that this thing of admiration, it's more like I got to keep up with the Joneses, or I got to be like the Smiths, and it wasn't really truly what their heart's purpose was. And that was a problem because there was an internal battle going on. Your spirit is saying, do this, but your mind is saying, do that. And it's really not even your mind. It's more like your ego. And that can get in the way, because if you're following your truest heart's desire, the doors will just open. I mean, it'll be like getting on a train track, and suddenly you're just build up that momentum and you're just flying. And that's what happens. I have found personally, um, that, oh, I got another story I'll tell you. Okay, here's a good one. So my husband, he got into an accident, and he used to be a truck driver, like an 18-wheeler, and he had his own company and he had 12 trucks and everything was going good. But one day when he was loading, some pipes fell on his back and he ended up having to have surgery. They actually thought that he was never going to be able to walk again. There was a lot of problems that came up, but he ended up getting titanium rods and steels put in his back, and through some therapy, he was able to recover. So once that happened, he thought he was basically told he was never going to be able to drive again. He had to get rid of his company, the whole 9 yards. And so, as a man, they define themselves from their success and, what they're providing and who they are. It's a little ego, because if they don't have anything, if they don't do anything, even if they were successful for a while, it's sort of like they're living in the past. And so there was some depression that kicked in, because he wasn't doing that anymore. He was on Social Security, and he was in a space that wasn't very good. So as he went through his therapy and he started healing and things were getting better, he could not get reapproved to get a CLS or CEL license or whatever it's called. He couldn't get approved. His doctor wouldn't approve him to do it. And so he's like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, well, maybe you should find a different career. And so what we did was I sat him down and I said, let's just try a couple of things. So, maybe apply for a couple of jobs, work your way up, or, what kind of experience do you have? Can you get a job doing this? And everything that he tried, he got turned down. Everything was just going to shit. I mean, literally. And his ego was going down the tubers. I mean, he's like, I don't know what to do. I mean, I have a lot of big management experience. I have this, I have that, and nobody will hire me. And he goes, it's like I have shit painted on my face. And so I said, and it was like every single door was shutting for him. Okay. So I said, okay, I think I know what the problem is. And he goes, what's that? I said, you're just trying to get a job. You're just trying to get a job that pays good money. And that's the problem. And he goes, well, yeah, I want a job that pays good money. And I said, no, you need to get a job that fulfills your heart's desire. And I said, so let's just sit here for a second and let's think about that. What is your heart's desire? And he goes, what do you mean? And I go, in your hardest hearts of heart, okay, if you could dream big, set all the money aside, forget if it cost anything, forget anything, just like if you could be anything you wanted to be, what would that be? And he goes, oh, well, I know that. And I go, well, tell me. And he says, I would be a private investigator and a bounty hunter. And I said, okay, let's do it. You wouldn't believe how all of a sudden all the doors started opening. I'm telling you, it was like we set out a plan and every single thing worked. We manifested every event and it happened just like that. I mean, everything. We had a whole year planned out of what's next, take this class, get this job, to get these hours, to get these credits, do this, now do this, now do this, blah, blah, blah. And now he's a very successful private investigator, and he's got a really good job, and the company he works for also does bounty hunting. So he kind of gets to do a little bit of both. And so it's really exciting. But when he wasn't following his heart's desires, everything closed. When he did follow his heart's desire, everything opened. So, sometimes it's because your internal self, remember how I told you that all your consciousness had to be aligned? Your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your spirit, your higher self, all that has to be aligned. All parts of self have to be in agreement. and I don't know that your spirit or your higher self is going to deny you, getting a juicer, okay, because it doesn't really have anything to do with your sense of purpose. But when you are looking at trying to make a different career choice, or, going, maybe you're starting a business. Maybe you are meant to start a business, but it's the wrong one. What does your heart say? A lot of times people don't follow the heart because they're too scared they're gonna fail. And so they don't take that path. And so they take a different path that feels a little bit more comfortable. And I'm telling you right now, you will get the greatest success you've ever had in your life if you follow your heart. You have to follow what's deep in here. Okay. What is your heart saying? What is it that you truly, truly desire? Okay. And if you can follow that, everything else aligns. Okay. Let's look at the comments again. Okay. Elizabeth, you like my stories? Oh, thank you. I got tons of them. That's for sure. I had somebody tell me one time that I've got a story for everything. Let me tell you something. I have had more things happen to me. I've lived like probably 1,000 lifetimes in one lifetime. So yeah, I do have a lot of stories. I have a story for everything. I bet you could tell me anything and I've got a story for it. So, and I am a storyteller and I like telling stories, and I feel like it's a really good way for people to be able to relate without really focusing in on them. Like, you need to do this. It kind of paints the picture and they can visualize it and see it and watch it played out, and then they can relate to it. So it's a really good, it's a good way to teach a lesson. Okay. So, okay. So, all right. So we're at 142. I'm about to call on Linda Duncan. So I'm going to go ahead and send her an invite. So give me just a second. So I can pull her up. If you guys hold up, and if you stay on just a few more minutes at least, I know you guys, you probably have things to do, but you want to see the breakthrough session. Okay, so before we do that, okay, I have an announcement, so please don't leave yet. My announcement is I'm going to announce all the winners, okay? So I need you to stay with me. So here we go. Okay, so for the big manifesting program, the actual program winner is, drum roll. Where's my drum? Here. Okay, here we go. For the manifesting program, the drum roll. The drum roll is Anna Wood. Anna Wood, you are the winner. Yes. Yes. No, come on. Yes, you are. You are. Yes. Okay. All right. Second prize was the program half off. Okay. If you want to get it, this person is going to be able to purchase the program for 50% off. And the winner for that person is Linda Duncan. You're going to get it 50% off. Yay, Linda. Let's do the drum roll again. Da, 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 da. All right. And then, all right. So the next prize is the journal. Okay. So beautiful leather journal, absolutely gorgeous, handmade. You can use it as a manifesting journal. You can use it as a grateful journal. It is absolutely beautiful. That one goes to Lisa Wise. Everybody, woo, Lisa Wise. Okay. Yes. Okay. Hopefully Lisa Wise is on. Yes. Yay. Okay. And okay, the last one is the mala beads. My hair is like all messed up now. The mala beads go to Celeste Parrish. Woo! Congratulations, Celeste. Okay, so as far as the mala beads go, Celeste, what I need you to do is PM me, and I'm going to let you pick out the color. Basically, just tell me what your favorite color is, and we'll pick you out some beautiful mala beads just for you. The mala beads are to use for affirmations if you've never done it before. Basically, what you do is you take the mala beads and you say an affirmation, and there's 108 mala beads, and you pull it aside and you say whatever it is. I am grateful. Whatever it is, you say that the same one over again. You just keep on sliding and one over every time you say the affirmation. Maybe it's I am worthy, or I am worthy of making 6 figures, whatever it is. You just say it and you just keep on moving a bead across until you get all the way over 108 times. Do that every day. It's a really good technique to program negative thoughts. Okay. Okay, so we have that. And what was the other thing I needed to do? Oh, okay, one more announcement. And then whenever Linda Duncan, once you click that link, hopefully you're in the chat room. And once you click, you just have to click the link I sent you, and then it'll show up and I'll bring you in. Okay. So one more announcement. Okay, so this is the final announcement. So I'm launching my manifesting program. You guys, on the first day, second day, I think I've shown you what it's all about. Some of your advisors will probably send you links so you can get a closer look at it. If you have not gotten a link to get that closer look, either message your advisor or message me, okay? Because I want to make sure that everybody gets to look at it and see, what it's all about. So I'm going to go over all the details with you right now. It has quite a bit of stuff in there. It's a manifesting program that teaches you from the very beginning to next level to master manifesting. Okay. Some of the stuff that I taught you, if you thought this was valuable, you're going to be mind blown when you get in there, because it's even more. We're talking like 100 videos. Okay. I mean, like 100 files. You have meditations for manifesting. You have meditations for overcoming self-worth issues. You have mindset work in there. You have hypnosis audios to help clear your head, give you more confidence, give you more self-worth. There's so much in there. And then when you get into the manifesting stuff, there's all kinds of tools. You've got journals, you've got tools, you've got everything that you need. And there's actual exercises so there's a video with an exercise that you can do that teaches you how to actually empower yourself with your own personal energy. And there's a bunch of those, all different kinds. And so a lot of stuff. So anyway, the manifesting program is, remember I told you I put over 200 hours into this, which is valued at about 30,000, which I'm not going to sell for, obviously. And most people, when they do launch, they look at the hours you put in, because you'll probably sell it to multiple people. They say either 25% or half off. 15,000, no. It's valued at 30. I'm not selling it for 15,000. I'm not even selling it for 7,000. I'm selling it for, and remember, this is the one-time offer. I'm selling it for $1,500. Okay. $1,500. It's a steal, absolute steal. But that's not all. You're going to get 4 one-on-one sessions with me privately, not in a group, one-on-one sessions with me. In addition, that in itself is worth $1,000. I charge $250 an hour. That in itself is worth the program. Okay. So $1,500 for one-on-one sessions with me and 100 different files that you can go through that are going to teach you mindset work, manifesting one-on-one, next level manifesting, and master manifesting. Okay. Then, the next thing that I was going to talk to you about is, if for some reason other things are a little tight for you right now, what I've done is I've offered a payment plan. So if you want to do it on a payment plan, the payment options are there. Okay. I try to make this as affordable as possible, try to make it to where everybody can afford to do this. Okay. So look, if you're interested, you should have an advisor. And if for whatever reason you've had some problems with getting in touch with somebody, or you never got assigned an advisor because you didn't get registered, or maybe the registration didn't go through, who knows? I don't know. but reach out to me. Okay. I will send you the link. I'll make sure that you get the options. You want the payment plan? Do you want to just pay it in full? It's up to you. Okay. But I suggest you look at it first. Okay. Just look at it. I'm not trying to sell you something that, you don't know what it is. I'm going to actually look at the whole program and see if you feel like it's worth it, which I think you will. I mean, because I put a lot of work into this. It's a lot of work. And I'm telling you, you are going to love some of these things. I mean, I have literally done some of these exercises that are in what I call the secret stuff. And I've done some of these exercises and it showed up that day. I mean, it showed up that day. Crazy. Okay, one more story, and because I'm still waiting on Linda. Linda's supposed to be coming in. And if she doesn't show up pretty soon, I'm going to move somebody up. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Amanda Young, are you on here? If you are, say yes, because I'm about to send you a link because Linda Duncan has not. Hold on a second. Let me just find out. Are you coming? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and send this link to Amanda. Amanda, get ready. Where are you? I'm going to go ahead and send the link since maybe she chickened out. Who knows? Okay, here we go. I'm sending you the link, Amanda. So, okay. Can you send me the link? Carla, you want the link? Why? You want to jump on here? Hold on. Linda doesn't have the link. I sent it to her. Okay, there it is. Okay. All right. So whoever jumps on here first is the one that gets it. So, let's see. Oh, and Amanda jumped on. Okay. So you guys, what I want you to do is I'm going to take a break just for 1 second. So I'm going to put the timer on. What I want you to do is just let me take a little pee break real quick, and I'm going to get started with Amanda. So let's just count down 1 minute. Okay. All right, I'm about to bring up Amanda. Okay. Hi, Amanda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excited to do this? Are you
Yes, yeah.
You're nervous?
Yeah,
So
nervous.
the
I
best
didn't know.
thing the best thing to do is just don't pay attention and just focus on me and just
Okay.
don't worry about everybody else. Okay. So I know it's a little scary, but just remember just to kind of, take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. Okay. All
Okay.
right. So what is it that you wanted to work on? Did you say something about prosperity or money, or what was it that you said? I forgot.
Yeah, like having a poverty mindset, like how do you
Mhm.
switch that to having a prosperous mindset? Especially when you have negative people and stuff still like reminding you like poverty kind of stuff mindset.
Okay. So let's just kind of talk about that for a second. Okay. Where where did this come from? Were you raised with a poverty mindset? Like, were your parents poor? Like, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, my parents never had money. They always
Hmm.
struggled. They were always, I don't even know at a lot of points they were even living paycheck to paycheck. I know they had a lot of debt. They never really talked about money, but I know they struggled a lot because they used to have fights
Hmm.
with money and stuff.
So, did you ever hear when you were a child any kind of phrases that got stuck in your head from your parents?
Like always the common, money's not, money doesn't grow on trees.
Hmm.
The root, yeah.
Yeah, the root of all evil. Did you hear
Evil,
that
yeah,
one? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, so tell me, how has this poverty mindset affected you?
Well, my income goes up and down.
Hmm.
Like I'll make good money for a while and then I don't. I've been in debt. I've already filed bankruptcy before. So
Hmm.
like I'll have money, then I don't. It's kind of like almost like a roller coaster.
Hmm. So, what do you think when you actually are having money? Okay, what's the difference? Where's your mind at? Like, what do you think is happening versus when it shifts?
I probably feel more secure when I have
Mhm.
money coming in.
Well,
For
no, no, no. That's not my question.
oh,
So, okay, I'll give you an example. I'll use me as an example. So, I find that when I'm in a more positive space and I'm willing to, do what it needs to be done, being productive and stuff like that, and being in the right mental space, and I'm thinking about making money and I'm thinking about prospering, that's when I find that I do the best because I'm seeing money coming in and then I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm on a roll, and you start feeling good. But then you get a setback and then suddenly you're like, oh my God, I need to make some money. I need to make this amount by this time, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden things seem to be harder. Does that happen to you?
yeah, that does.
Okay.
But I think through my life, even when I was making really good money, I feel like I was always chasing money. Like it was never enough. Like we were
Hmm.
always buying things probably we shouldn't have bought, got talked into like buying a house that we should never have bought years ago. Certain
And why do
cars.
you think you did that?
Um, well, the mortgage guy actually talked us into because he said, "You guys make enough money, you can afford this house." But it was always chasing, chasing, chasing. Like we had to work harder and harder because we just kept falling behind. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because we
So
weren't
it
getting
sounds to me like you are subconsciously putting yourself into a financial situation. It's like you're always putting yourself into that place. Like what that means is you make plenty of money, but you spend it on things and then you're out of money. And so you're constantly chasing the money. Does that make sense? That's what it sounds like.
yeah,
Mhm.
that does make sense.
So like your mindset is sort of like a subconscious manifestation, is what I'm hearing. Okay. And remember how I was explaining subconscious manifestations? That's what you're doing. You're doing a subconscious manifestation because you're subconsciously reacting to something that, a big house or something, whatever it is, buying something big. So, what is the feeling that you get when you're about to spend a lot of money? What comes up?
Oh, I have anxiety. My
Hmm.
anxiety is up.
So
And
then what actually causes you to pull the trigger?
oh no,
Because you're doing it.
yeah, I always end up doing it, and then it puts us
Mhm.
way behind on everything else.
So why are you doing it?
Um, I mean, when I'm in those situations, I think it's a great idea,
Mhm.
but then I go back. I'm like, oh man, maybe we should have done this. Maybe
Mhm.
we should have done something different.
Okay, so right there, that's where the problem is. Okay? Because you're in this prosperity space, okay? You're making enough money to be able to afford this big house or whatever it is that you're wanting to purchase, okay? And then as soon as you purchase it, then you get in there, oh no, and so you back up and then you get into the mindset of lacking prosperity. Okay, so you're in the prosperity mindset and then you shift as soon as you make the big purchase. And then what that causes you to do is to rob Peter to pay Paul. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So what can you do different? If you know what that's the problem. So a lot of times it's a matter of problem solving. It's about figuring out what's the pattern I'm doing. Okay. And it sounds like from what I'm talking to you is that your pattern is I do really well. And then I see this bright and shining object that I want. And I analyze my budget and say I can afford it. And then I go and buy it. And then all of a sudden I backtrack and go, oh my God, I can't afford it. And then all this financial stuff starts coming behind that. Okay. And it's like, either subconsciously or energetically, you're causing a downfall. Okay. So now that we know what the pattern is, what do we do to correct it? So a lot of times when I'm looking at a pattern, I say, okay, this is what I'm doing. Right. And, so where's the downfall? Where's that point of no return that causes the big, huge shitstorm? Where's that part right there? Where's that part that you recognize that causes that? Okay. It's the fear that you have after the purchase. Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I say, oh, shit, did I do that?
See what?
Sometimes I literally say that, oh shit, why did I do that?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're causing an energetic issue right there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So what you need to do is, well, first off, if you are solid in the fact that you think that you can afford something, okay, and that, you're like, okay, I'm making enough money to be able to do this. And then you purchase it. And even your mortgage agent says you can do this, right? And then you go and purchase this thing. Then you need to be, wow, I'm so happy that I was able to afford this. And you stay in the mindset of prosperity. And so you've got to realize where you subconsciously shift. Okay. Because it's the subconscious shift that you're doing right there. Okay. And you got to catch yourself and know, okay, I'm fixing to make a purchase and my pattern is this. So I'm going to catch myself and not do that pattern. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
Right. You want to catch yourself before you do it. Okay. You need to know what your pattern is and avoid that pattern right before you're about to make a purchase. So, you should make a habit of saying every time I make a purchase, I'm going to do this. Okay. You stay in the mindset of prosperity instead of allowing yourself to go to the, oh shit. Okay. Because energetically you're causing that backward action to start happening. You become a negative manifester and suddenly you're not profiting as much. Can I ask you what you do that makes your income go up and down?
Well, I've done a variety of stuff. I've been a nurse for years. I've been an entrepreneur in different industries for years. So right now I have an online business. I also have a cleaning business.
Oh, wow.
So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really good. So, some of the tools that I gave you over the last few days, you can apply some of these things. And remember, if you can keep yourself in the space, of when those things happen, just move your mind, consciously make that choice. Okay. Do you have any other questions or anything else you want to discuss or anything else? Anything else you want to bring up about this?
No, I never saw that pattern, but now looking back, especially, 10 years ago, I do see that. It was an up and down, up and down.
Right. I've actually seen this happen a lot when I deal with people who have issues very similar to yours. There's a woman that I coached. Her name is Kimberly Olson. I don't know if you know her or not, but she, I worked with her for a while. And one day after I'd worked her for a little while, she came back and she says, okay, I'm making a lot of money, but I'm spending it as fast as I'm making it. And it's like, I'm having to rob Peter to pay Paul. All these things are happening. I have a money mindset issue. And so when we started going through the pattern, just like we did with you, what we found was that as soon as she made money, she would go and spend it all because she was like, I got to spend it because I don't know when it's going to come again. And it was that fear of not being able to buy the things she wanted because she didn't know if it was going to come again. So she spent it all, and then she'd end up being back to square one. So I said, she goes, so I like to shop. I don't want to stop shopping. I love to shop. And I was like, okay, well, nobody's telling you how to stop. Let's look at the pattern. So we wrote it down on a board and we broke it down. And I said, okay, where's that turnaround point? Where's that point of no return? And so what we decided to do with her was, we said, okay, every time you make a certain amount of money, you're going to take a certain amount and you're going to put it into a spending account. Okay. So for her, she would do a course and she made like $15,000 on the course. Okay. And then when she got that $15,000 on the course, she would take $500 out of that and she'd go put it in a spending account. And every time she would make some money on a course, she would just go and put $500 in that spending account. And I said, and you take the rest and you put a certain amount towards bills and a certain amount towards, savings. And I said, so as soon as that money comes in, this amount goes into the savings account, this goes into the spending account, this one goes into the bills. And she's like, oh my God. And I said, if you break the pattern, and then that way you can, as soon as you're like, maybe 1 month you don't spend all that money and it built up, and maybe you do, but this is your money that you can do. And as you make more money, you can put a little bit more into it as your spending account. But once we found that pattern, she was able to literally do that. And then one day she called me, months later, and I said, where are you at on your money? And she goes, oh, I'm good. I've got $250,000 in savings. And I'm like, awesome. So there was this process that she put herself through by catching herself before you get to the point of no return. You just change that one little action, that one little shift. Oftentimes it's just a minor adjustment. Okay. It's that one little thing. And if you can find it and you just pivot slightly, that's the one thing will change everything. Okay.
Okay.
Does that help you?
Yeah, that's very helpful. Yeah.
Okay, good. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming up here and joining us. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Yep. Bye. Okay, so we are about to bring up somebody else. Let's see. Do we have any other comments in here? You need Amanda's cleaning business. That helped. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay, so, all right. So I'm going to bring Linda Duncan up. Okay, here we go. Hey, Miss Linda, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, Linda, you and I have been talking for a really long time, through videos and chats and stuff like that. I mean, long time. I think maybe even my YouTube days. I think it's been a long time.
Yeah, we've been connected for a while.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. So I wanted to chat with you about, what was it that we were supposed to work on? Was it confidence? I forgot.
I think my base problems are overcoming my fears. I think that's like something that has held me back in so many areas of my life, is feeling maybe not good enough, or that I couldn't do something. And I can see that now. I can see that was kind of a pattern for me in my life. I think, and I've come to realize just, like in the past year, that I may have some, inner child issues, maybe some abandonment issues, possibly. I don't really know. But these are things that have just kind of, I've come to a realization of. And I do a lot of watching YouTube videos. I watch the gurus. I watch
Look at you. So just out of curiosity, I remember one time when I was doing a live video on Facebook, and you commented, because we were talking, I was kind of bringing up some kind of spiritual stuff, and you commented that your religious belief, and it was a little bit more orthodox. And I told you that it was okay that you could believe that way, and because you were like confused, like, how do I apply this when this is what I believe? And then all of a sudden I hear you say that you've kind of broken away from that. What ended up happening? How did that happen?
I don't really know how that happened. It was a gradual thing.
Mhm.
Well, in a way, it wasn't that gradual. But after my husband passed away, 6 years, almost 6 years ago, I don't know. My daughter, one of my daughters, she kept telling me I needed to find a companion.
Mhm.
She thought I should find somebody to do things with, to enjoy life with. I don't know if she thought that I was lonely, but I didn't think I was, because basically what I thought I was really good on my own. I
Mhm.
mean, I've always kind of been kind of a warrior and a self-sufficient person.
Mhm.
I have a lot of capabilities. God has granted me many talents.
Mhm.
Um, but I haven't used them to the full because of the fear thing.
Okay.
And
Okay. So let's just go ahead and address that. You keep on bringing that up. What are you afraid of?
I don't know. I've always felt that a failure. Guess, yeah, basically I think just fear of failure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so have you experienced failure?
Well, I have, because I think that, and the main reason I think that I have is because I have that fear, and I just
Mhm.
don't put my potential forth. I mean, I know it's there, and I'm getting there. I mean, more and more every day, I'm getting to that point where I realize that that's held me back, and that I am a very confident and capable person. I just need to,
Mhm.
I just need to put that out there and stop letting,
What is it that you want to do that you're afraid of?
a lot of things. I've been in a
Okay.
lot. In a lot of entrepreneur programs. I've
Mhm.
been. You
Are you
talked
talking
about.
about like multi-level marketing?
Yes, I've been in a
Okay.
lot of them. I go into them, but then, if I have to do Facebook Lives, if I have to, I just feel like I don't have the confidence or the um. I'm not a pushy person. It's just hard for me to.
Well, I tell you what, one of the things that I will say is that a lot of that is changing. Okay. I'm
Yes,
not in multi-level marketing, but about 98% of my clients
I know
are.
some of your clients.
Yeah.
I was involved with them in some of that. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of on the
So,
sidelines. I never really have
right.
really put it to any
Mhm.
great value for myself. A lot of
Right.
it has been things I've believed in, or I'm kind of a naturalist, and so
Mhm.
I've gone
So
into.
let's just kind of let's kind of address this for a second, okay?
Okay, sure.
So first off, a lot of these things have changed, okay?
Yep.
So a lot of people are teaching you know, a different way where you're
Yep.
not bugging people and that kind of
Right.
stuff. Like, that kind of thing. They're more like, what is it called? Attraction marketing,
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, like
Mhm.
curiosity posts, those kind of
Yes.
things.
Yep.
And you're really just trying to draw out the people that are interested in the thing that you sell. But
Hmm.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I have a big question for you. So, is there anything that you have purchased from Amazon that you really liked?
Um.
Or Walmart or
Well,
Target or
sure. I'm
wherever,
absolutely positive there
Macy's, I
are.
don't care. Something you really loved that you just told everybody about?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, like what? Tell me.
Um, I've ordered, like, from Walmart. I ordered this natural cleaning product, and you
Mhm.
can't buy it in the store, but you have to order it online. And
Okay.
it's like I said, I'm into natural, so
Yeah.
and it's really effective. It's good. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, that's
Okay.
something that I've
All
told
right.
people about,
So
and I
so
like
you
it.
so you've told everybody about it because you like it, right?
Hmm.
And you're able to promote it and talk about it because you like it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So your friends go out and buy it and you don't get a commission off of that from Walmart doesn't pay commissions.
No.
So what's the difference between you picking a company that sells something or develops actually because
Hmm.
you're a sales rep for them basically, or
Right.
what are they, contractor? What's the difference between you picking a company, selling something that you love, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and really feeling empowered by it because you really love it and telling people about it, versus buying something from Walmart and telling people about it and not getting paid? I mean, why not get paid? If you love it, why not become a affiliate marketer or something like that? I mean, a lot of people are doing affiliate marketing. Some people are doing MLMs, but and MLMs almost like affiliate marketing almost. I mean, not exactly, but similar. I mean, basically you're picking a product that you like and you're just telling people something that you love. The biggest problem that I find is people just picking something because they're trying to make money, because they like the structure in the company, but not picking something that they love. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Because if I love it, I can sell it all day long. Okay. Seriously. I love it. I'm like, oh my God, you have to buy this. I mean, I'm telling you, I am a leggings girl. I love leggings. And I'm telling you, I'm always on the search for the perfect legging. And so I have bought Shaperman. I have bought Lululemon, whatever. I've bought Dragon Fit. I've bought just, you name it, all the different leggings. Okay. I paid $100 for leggings. I paid $10 for leggings. I have bought all these different ones. And I'm telling you, when I find one I really love, I go and tell everybody. Okay. I'm like, oh my God, these make your body look so good. Da, da, da. And I go tell everybody. So if that's the case, and I'm like a leggings girl, then I would be perfect for if I found a company that sold leggings for, because that's something that I'm passionate about. Does that make sense to you?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
So if you get past the fear, okay, and you stop worrying about what everybody's going to think about you and stop worrying about all that, and you just do what you love to do and just be yourself, then you're actually, you're not, your fear is that people are going to turn you down. People are going to say something mean to you. People are going to do whatever. I mean, that happens with me. I mean, I go live, who knows what I'm going to, like I go and do a live video, or I put on a post on the internet, and some guy like says some sort of really sarcastic, snarky thing on my post that I have to delete. I mean, that happens to me too.
Sure.
And even my husband's like, I saw that post. And I'm like, yeah, I deleted it. I'm like, and he got deleted from my Facebook page because I don't let people that are rude and ugly come on there and do that kind of stuff. So, but it happens. Okay. It's going to happen to everybody. And it's not just because, I mean, we're entering into a world where everything's virtual. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got to kind of slide into that space and realize that there's a big market for online products, online shopping, and people want to buy from people they know. Okay. I'm going to tell you, I would much rather buy from somebody that I like, that I know, than to just walk into a store.
Yeah,
I would much rather buy online than to go into a store. I don't even like shopping. I like to shop online, but I don't like shopping in a store. And most people are that way. And so if you can kind of change your perspective, okay, and look at the truth. Uh-oh, I lost your voice. Can you not hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I think I got a phone call and okay.
It
away,
so it sounds to me like your perspective is off. Okay. And so sometimes it's a limiting belief, sometimes it's a perspective, but it sounds to me like your perspective is off. And you've got to alter your perspective, and you've got to see it from a different angle. I have a product that I can offer that I love, and because I love it, I'm going to offer that to all my friends and all the people that I care about, and they either want it or they don't. I mean, some people don't like leggings, so why would they buy it? Okay. Some people don't care about natural. They care about, does it work? And that's not your problem. You go target after the people that want the natural stuff. Okay. You can't get your feelings hurt because somebody doesn't have the same opinion as you. You've just like personally, I like natural soaps. Okay. I even make my own soaps. Okay. And I love natural things too. Right. So I make my own soaps and make my own bath salts and that kind of stuff. And then, like at Christmas time, I've got a whole bunch that I've made and I give them out as gifts because I've put a lot of love into it and made them look all pretty and stuff like that. And I prefer using those kind of soaps. Okay. I like the way it makes my body feel. I put like shea butter in it and all kinds of good stuff to make my body soft. And I put a lot of like essential oils. And everybody who gets one of my soaps, they're like, oh my God, my skin felt so good afterwards. So, I would be a person that likes natural things. But I was telling my sister-in-law that I made these soaps and I said, when I offered, to give her some, it was a gift. and she said that she has allergies and she can't, she's allergic to this and she can only use a specific dermatology tested, not going to even try it. Who knows what's in it, blah, blah, blah. Did I get my feelings hurt? No. I was like, fine, give it to my daughter. She likes it.
Yeah.
And you've got to alter the perspective. The perspective is nobody's going to listen to me. Everybody's going to turn me down. And you've got to alter the perspective into the perspective of I'm going to sell the thing that I love to the people that want it. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So you've been watching my videos, right?
Yeah.
Every day I've been talking about my program. And what have I said? I've said, if you're interested, put an emoji in, okay? Because what I'm doing is I'm asking people, tell me if you like this, because I'm not going to go chasing after people that are not interested. Some people want to watch this to get some tips and that's it, okay? And that's okay because I'm in the service industry and maybe one day they will, and it has happened. One day later, 2 years later, somebody ends up saying, I've been watching your stuff for years and you don't even know how long I've been following you, Michelle, and I'm ready for you to work with me. And that has happened. And that kind of thing could happen to you. Right? Exactly. And that kind of thing could happen to you. Somebody could follow you and watch you with your products. And then one day say no, another day say yes. And so I follow some of the same techniques, that they teach and with product launching and stuff like that. I use a lot of the same techniques that they use with multi-level marketing, social selling kind of thing, which is I don't do aggressive selling. I just literally do what we're talking about. Like I just say, here's what it is. Okay, go look at it. See if you like it. If you want it, buy it. And I only target the people that want it. That's it. And that's kind of how you've got to come across. Okay, you've got to kind of go across it from that angle. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay,
good. A lot of sense.
Okay. And so it's a whole lot scarier when you're facing the thing that you're afraid of. Don't face the thing you're afraid of. Face the thing that'll bring you joy. Meaning, don't go target the people that don't want you. Target the people that do want you.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome.
Makes sense.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that I actually got to talk to you, and I look forward to maybe talking to you again. And by the way, you were the winner for the half price. So reach out to me and let's talk about that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I will talk to you later, and I'll talk to you in Messenger. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
All
Bye.
right.
Okay, you guys. So, some of you guys got to kind of see a little bit of a breakthrough, and you got to kind of see, how, just altering your perspective, looking at things different. Sometimes problem solving can cause some definite changes in how you look at things. Hopefully, some of you guys actually got to, get something out of this, and saw that there's a different way of shifting the way you think. Now, obviously, this was a very quick little session. I mean, we're talking 15, 30 minutes per person and wasn't a whole lot, but sometimes just slightly altering. Remember, all you have to do is just pivot slightly. And sometimes by taking a different angle, just looking at things from a different direction, you can change your whole life. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed this workshop. I have had so much fun doing this for you guys. And remember, I am launching the product now. The cart is open. So here's the deal. I'm making this announcement. I will put a post, like a regular post, in the group, kind of, following up for some of the people that left a little bit early. But the post is this. This is what I'm telling you. Okay. I am offering 4 free sessions, 4 free one-on-one sessions for every single person that buys my program. Whether or not you do a payment plan or not, it doesn't matter. You still get the 4 free sessions. Okay. So you get 4 free sessions. It's value at $1,000. You're going to get the program for $1,500. If you need a payment plan, you reach out to your advisor. If you don't have an advisor, PM me. Let's talk and we'll do this. This option is open till Sunday. Sunday in the 4 sessions goes away. So if you want this, do it now. And this option is open till Sunday. Okay, that's it. Sunday, the 4 sessions go away. It'll just be $1,500. Now, I'm keeping the $1,500 price up until after Thanksgiving. I'm going on vacation. When I get back, the price doubles. So remember I told you it's a $30,000 value. I always do my first launch at a dirt cheap price. So this is a one-time offer for you guys. You have plenty of time over vacation to think about it, chew on it, decide what you want to do. And if it is something that you need to talk to me about, please reach out. I'm always welcoming people reaching out to me and asking me any questions. Okay. I do, because there are so many people in this group and because there's so many people that are interested in this, what I've done is I've assigned some advisors, some of my friends, to kind of help me out a little bit, people that love me, and they're just willing to kind of help me out so that because I can't manage 500 people. Okay. So if you are talking to an advisor, that person is just somebody that I've kind of set aside to kind of help me go filter through some of the people and help me out a little bit. And, but if you need to reach out to me privately, that's fine too. Okay. Let's talk. And hopefully you enjoyed all this. This was amazing. You guys were amazing. And thank you so much for the wonderful activity. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.